Hello! This is MYSE. Welcome to my How to Use series for Pokemon Masters. In this video, we will be looking at how to use one of the newly released sync pairs. Before we begin, it must be stated that the information provided in this video is correct as of publication time. Future updates may bring about nerfs or different mechanics that would demand a revisit of this character. In that scenario, a follow-up video will be released to account for the updates. With that out of the way, let me proudly present Koga. Excluded from the original 60-man roster, Koga was formally introduced in Chapter 16 as one of the new League challengers from the global launch update in late August. He is a 4-star tech sync pair, which is kind of unfortunate considering how ineffective tech rolls are in the very hard levels of EX challenges. That aside, Koga and Crobat still perform well in the less demanding stages. We will look into the how by analyzing Crobat's set. Its sync move, Modern Ninja Sludge Bomb, increases in power when the target is poisoned or badly poisoned. It is able to inflict the required status condition through Poison Fang, though it only successfully poisons the foe 50% of the time. That is usually a bad thing, but when one considers that Poison Fang deals damage, the slight lack of reliability is more or less excusable. What sets Koga apart from Flannery is that he is not reliant on sync move to deal big damage. Venoshock doubles in power when the target is poisoned or badly poisoned. For a 2-bar move, hitting anywhere near the 100 mark is a great accomplishment in itself, making Koga more immediately useful in battle. This is where Koga's shortcomings are laid bare. While its base offenses are passable, he lacks the ability to boost his own damage output directly. He only gets X speed and move like a shadow, the latter raising Crobat's evasiveness by 2 and critical hit rate by 1 per use. While that sounds enticing to a new player, its utility takes a huge hit when one factors in the mechanic that opposing sync moves negates all of the player's accumulated stat buffs unless their passive skill protects it. Koga's passive skill is Haste, which helps retain the speed boost it gains from X speed. On its own, this means that Crobat can shave around 4 seconds per Venoshock usage when at 4 speed. It does not retain offensive boosts or critical hit rate buffs, however, meaning that players will face the hurdle of having to manually rebuff in that scenario. Fortunately for Koga, Pokemon Masters is a team-based game. Players can support the sync pair with other trainers to extract the full potential out of him. One such teammate is Roxanne. Her Nosepass carries Study Buddies, which buffs both Crobat's special attack and speed. Her X defense all helps patch Crobat's low base defense, while White Guard helps to block spread moves like Rock Slide, Icy Wind, and Discharge. In single-player mode, players can choose to round out their team with sync pairs like Phoebe and Dusclops, or Rosa and Superior. Both function as attack redirectors with their impressive bulk, and helps to refill the player's move gauge. The dilemma other than availability is whether players want or need the special attack boost, or the critical hit assurance. In co-op mode, particularly the more difficult levels, players are advised to build their team differently so as to better adapt to the alternate metagame. In Koga's case, players are actually encouraged to have a bulky switch available that can either keep up the offensive pressure, or buff the other players consistently and reliably. In that regard, 2 generic options that aren't type-specific spring to mind, Chris and Feraligatr, as well as Phoebe and Dusclops. The reason why Chris is included is largely due to endurance, since this allows the player to switch her in on the opponent's sync move, eat up a hit, then continue to exert pressure when provided with the red support, like White Guard from Nosepass or Potion from Swanna. Feraligatr might not be the most reliable with how horrible Mega Kick's accuracy is, but it is still great for some of the toughest matchups in co-op. Phoebe, on the other hand, is arguably the more consistent option. It is bulky, refills move gauge, buffs the critical hit rate of all allies, which itself is extremely valuable in co-op as it speeds up the unity charging, and can pass half of her accumulated boosts upon fainting, which helps enable any incoming strike options. In battle, Koga should start with spamming the boss Pokemon with Poison Fang until it poisons successfully, then follow up with Venoshock until the sync move is ready. In single-player mode, players can leave the setting up to Koga's allies to hasten the damage process. In co-op mode, however, players will have to pay close attention to the foe's sync move meter. Be quick at switching Crobat out right before the incoming sync move, then switch it back in to continue with a Venoshock abuse. Setting up on itself is not recommended here, since players will lose it for nothing to the foe's sync move, regardless of whether it switches out or not. To recap, using Koga revolves around the infliction of poison, which should be done as fast as possible. This sync pair is not designed for long drawn-out fights, meaning that in such matches, careful play is necessary to maximize Koga's efficiency and utility. This marks the end of this video. I hope that you have both enjoyed and gained a better understanding of how Koga works as a sync pair. If you did enjoy this video, please do show your support by leaving a like. Until then, game on.